Hi, welcome to my channel Cloud with Girish. In this video, I'm going to show you how to build a serverless generative AI solution to create sample JSON data creator via a REST API, Lambda and AWS Bedrock service. Amazon Bedrock is fully managed service that offers choice of many foundation models like Anthropic, Cloud, AI 21 Jurassic 2, Stability AI, Amazon Titan, and others. I will use Amazon Titan foundation model and I will invoke it via Amazon Bedrock API. JSON is a popular data format for storing and transporting data. Web applications and REST API use JSON as the data format. Also, it is a data format for storing and exchanging data as well. Oftentimes, during software development, sample JSON data is required to validate the app software being developed or for REST API testing and validation. Manually creating testing JSON data can be a time-consuming process. Generative AI solution can help increase productivity and save time by automating the generation of sample JSON data to help with such use cases for testing and validation. Let's look at our use case. There is an app that requires sample product and customer data in JSON format for testing. An automated solution is required to create this sample data. An automated solution will provide a repeatable way to create sample data. Increase in productivity as team members usually work on creating sample data can focus on other tasks. Let's look at the architecture design here. We have a user that will invoke the API and will pass the prompt asking for sample JSON data via API gateway. This prompt will feed into the Lambda function. Lambda function is written in Python Boto 3 and it will invoke the Amazon Bedrock API to get the response back. Amazon Bedrock underneath foundation model being used here is Amazon Titan, and it will return the requested sample JSON data to the user via the API, and then this sample data can be used for the desired purpose. Prereq for this workshop is simply familiarity with AWS console, data elements required for sample product or customer data, knowledge of Python Boto 3, knowledge of AWS Lambda, and basic familiarity with generative AI and foundation model concepts. Let's get started. We will review the Bedrock service, we'll review foundation models, we'll review model access, we'll review playgrounds provided by AWS. We'll also review some key terms like temperature, top P, max token count, and then we'll review the AWS SAM template and the Lambda function. I will build the Lambda function using AWS SAM. I'll invoke it locally using AWS SAM, and then I will deploy it to AWS Cloud. Once deployed, I will validate the generative AI model response using a prompt. I will review the prompt, and the cloud log will also review the pricing. I will be creating the Lambda function via infrastructure as code approach using AWS Serverless application framework and CloudFormation. However, you can create the Lambda function using the AWS console as well. Let's look at the Bedrock service. Amazon Bedrock is fully managed service that offers choice of many foundation models like Anthropic Cloud, AI 21 Jurassic 2, Stability AI, Amazon Titan, and others. Since Bedrock is another serverless offering from Amazon, it allows integrating with popular foundation models and also allow to privately customize foundation models with your own data using the AWS tools without having to manage any infrastructure. Here are some of the popular model of choices of foundation models provided by Amazon. I will be using Amazon Titan for this workshop. Before model can be used, you need to request the access to the model. For Amazon model, typically it takes few minutes to get the access. Once access is granted, you can use the model. Let's just first start using the playground provided by AWS. So access the playground via AWS console. I will not be using the playground, rather will use Bedrock API to provide prompt and get the response. Let's review a few key terms: temperature, top P and max token count. Temperature, a value of 0 indicate less random generation. A value of 1 means more random generation. Top P is another parameter. If value is less than 1, it will have less probable set of tokens. Max token count, this indicates max number of tokens to generate. Responses are not guaranteed to fill up the maximum desired length, but tokens are factored in the overall cost. Hence, it's worthwhile to pay attention to max token you want to use. Let's look at the AWS SAM template. As you can see, the resources defined here are my function, which I'm naming it a JSON creator function. And then also there is an API event. We will use the API to invoke the Lambda function. Let's look at the function code itself. It's a function, it has a logger, it has the main Lambda handler, and Lambda handler is actually invoking the Bedrock API based on the prompt that is passed via API into the event. Let's build the function using AWS SAM. The command to build is SAM build. Once function is successfully built, I will invoke it locally using AWS SAM. And once my output has been validated, I will then deploy the function using AWS SAM. Once my function and API has been created, let's use the endpoint to pass the prompt, and based on that prompt, we will get the response generated from the Bedrock API. So here my prompt is asking for 4 sample product data in JSON format. So I'm using Postman to pass prompt to create the required product JSON data. And if you see, once I hit the send, it's invoking the API, which is then invoking the Lambda function, and then Lambda function is working in conjunction with Bedrock API and the foundation model and providing me the sample data here. You can see that I can copy and paste this data. I can use it for my consumption if I want to pass it to another API to test the API, or if I have an app where I want to consume this data. It provides me a quick way to get the random data, the sample data generated for my purpose. Review the CloudWatch log. So you will see that logs are based on how we have the logger in our Lambda function. And again, it's a similar information that I'm getting from the Postman, but it's in the prompt, you can see that I'm getting the sample data created. With this workshop, a serverless generative AI solution for creating sample JSON data using AWS Bedrock, Lambda, and API Gateway has been successfully completed. Python and Boto 3 were used to invoke the Bedrock API with Amazon Titan model. As GenAI solutions continue to evolve, they are set to reshape traditional workflow and drive tangible benefit across industry. This workshop serves as a compelling example of the transformative power of AI technology in addressing real-world challenges and unlocking new opportunities for innovation. Hope you have enjoyed this tutorial. I'm working on some other interesting content on various AWS topics. These will be posted soon. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.